Well, now it's time for a bit of whiplash. And it gives you a lot of whiplash? Being hit in the head repeatedly.
Yes. with a dodgeball.
Yes. So, so this is definitely not like Wrath of Man in the slightest.
No, it's not. This is a movie that I think it popped up on Netflix, and I hadn't seen this movie in a while. Probably not since college, so at least 20 years.
I don't know if it had been quite that long for me, but it was a similar length of time.
Yeah, I actually saw this movie in the theater when it came out.
You beat me there.
Yeah, well, I can't remember how we ended up going to see it. I think it was just we saw the cast of the movie, and then we're like, oh, that might be really funny. The premise seemed silly, but it was like, oh, okay, well, let's go give it a watch. And we're like, oh god, we couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dodgeball is the story of two rival gyms. You got Globo Gym, which is owned by White Goodman, played by Ben Stiller, who is the just epitome of a narcissistic, just like awful, disgusting guy.
He's an 80s sports bully grown up.
Yeah. And then next door is the rival gym, Average Joe's, which is owned by Peter LaFleur, played by Vince Vaughn. And of course, Globo Gym is very successful, and it's publicly
franchises,
yeah. And then here's Average Joe's over there. It's about to go into foreclosure. And Vince Vaughn, Peter can't pay his bills, or he can't, he doesn't. He lets the gym members work out for free. Doesn't pressure them to pay their monthly dues.
Right. He basically is. It's very much of a generous stretch to call this a business.
Yeah. But Peter, he's kind of like the encouraging uncle or older brother type, who's just like, hey, so people going to him with his problems, like, oh, it's gonna be okay, things will all work out,
Yeah, like he's encouraging, but he's also like not useful.
Yeah.
Like he wouldn't tell you how to make anything better. He would just like, yeah, don't worry, champ. You can get me next month.
Yeah. So we come to find out that the Globo Gym has bought Average Joe's second mortgage, and so now so White says he's got 30 days to pay him $50,000, or White owns Average Joe's, and so they got to try to come up with a way to make $50,000, and then one of the gym members, who's played by Stephen Root, who most people remember as Milton from Office Space, and he was also the voice of Bill Dauterive and King of the Hill. And he's kind of like a Mike Judge regular, but he subscribes to what was the name of that magazine?
Obscure Sports Monthly or something?
Quarterly, I think it was.
Quarterly.
OSQ. And he's there's an ad in there for the dodgeball tournament, and that's in Las Vegas, and the grand prize is $50,000.
Yep, and they just have to win one game to qualify, and they win their one game
by default.
Yep. Now, a couple other interesting things. Was this like, I think this was the first time I remember seeing Jennifer Aniston in a movie in any sort of prominent role.
Jennifer Aniston wasn't in this movie. That
okay,
was
who am I thinking?
You're thinking that's her name. It's Kristen Taylor was her name.
Oh,
she looks a lot like Jennifer Aniston. I will give you that.
Okay, so that's my actor blindness again. Shame.
Oh yeah,
shame.
Shame. Okay. She was actually married at the time. She was married to Ben Stiller.
Okay.
Yeah. She was also in Zoolander.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But in this movie, she's Vince Vaughn's love interest. which seemed a little odd to me. Just I don't know.
Speaking of Vince Vaughn, this is
Yeah,
like really his movie, like his mark on pop culture.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Um, yeah, because I'm trying to think of like, well, I would say like this movie, and then you had like Old School. Although I think most people think of Will Ferrell with Old School.
I know I haven't seen Old School, and I still think of Will Ferrell with Old School.
Yeah, we're going streaking. Um, yeah, I think this was really the movie where he kind of, yeah, where it kind of people started to really notice him more so than like with the other movies he was in, like Swingers was like the first real movie that I think he was in that people really kind of started to notice him. Um, and then he, of course, yeah, he's been in like a, well, it was definitely this movie and not the remake of Psycho.
The shot for shot, 100% faithful. Then what's the point? Remake of Psycho.
Yeah, yes, yeah, where he played Norman Bates. Um,
Which boy, that is interesting casting.
yeah, yeah.
But
Well, yeah, I would say this movie he really found his niche. Um,
mhm.
yeah, and but yeah, and then the rest of the cast is great. I mean, you got like I said, Stephen Root is really funny. You had
Alan Tudyk as uh,
Steve the Pirate.
Steve the Pirate. Yes.
Yeah, and he had Justin Long, he's like the teenage kid in the movie. He was in before this. He was in Galaxy Quest, and he and most people remember him from the Apple commercials. Where like, I'm a Mac and I'm a PC, um, and what was who else was in there? There's somebody. Well, Rip Torn,
Right, Rip Torn as what's his
uh,
name?
Patches O'Houlihan.
Yes, the dodgeball expert who comes in to save their hinders.
Yes, yeah, and they know about him because they watched like an educational video about dodgeball, and the young version of him is played by Hank Azaria.
Okay, I didn't recognize him.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, I miss having Rip Torn to be in movies.
yeah, he plays crazy old guy very well.
Yep. Um,
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that this movie necessarily like rewards going deep into the plot of it,
No,
because it is like the most basic classic sports story ever with a couple of twists. Um,
yeah,
the movie has aged, and I think that it's one of those things where like 10 years ago it would have been out of touch with society, and now it's probably getting more back in touch with where society is at,
oh
because
yeah, yeah.
this thing is definitely willing to be offensive.
Oh yes, it is. Yeah, um, yeah, and yeah. To go to your point about it being dated, yeah, Lance Armstrong is portrayed as a hero.
As opposed to the greatest cheat in sports history.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. But yeah, the memes are, of course, from this are just all over the place. Like, especially with the announcers, you had Gary Cole, who's the play-by-play guy, and then Jason Bateman, who's the color guy, the color announcer. He's bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Yeah, this movie, like, I don't think a week goes by where at least one line from this movie doesn't pop into my head just because it's so eminently quotable and applicable.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
I think I mentioned this when we were watching Tropic Thunder, but I feel like Ben Stiller is like an underappreciated comedy legend.
Yeah.
Like, I think I think it got very popular to hate him for a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know that the world has necessarily given him the reappraisal yet.
No, I don't. I agree with you. Yeah, like I mean, most of like a lot of the movies he's been in have been like, especially around this time period, were all most of them were classics. I don't know if I don't know if it's because of nepotism that that people don't like him, because I mean he's the son of Jerry Stiller and Ann Mira, and they were like the comedy duo for a long time. But yeah, no, I definitely think that like a lot of his movies definitely need some of his movies need some reappraisal, or at least his comedic abilities. Yeah. Um, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd also say this is like it's a very simple comedy, and it really just struck me as how refreshing that was. Like, there's no deep character arc. Nobody's really like super sympathetic. Nobody has any real depth, including our main character. They're
Yeah.
just there to play sports and um, bounce one-liners.
Yeah. Sorry, they don't make Hallmark cards that say "Sorry, your coach was killed by 2 tons of irony."
Let's see. They also had a bit where you had a young Girl Scout who had been taking male hormones and was sobbing with a deep voice. And like, man, that would have gone on Twitter.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, or the whole gag about like Kristen Taylor's character that she was a lesbian because she used to play softball and could really throw the dodgeball hard.
And it turned out, no, she wasn't lesbian. She was bisexual.
Yes. But yeah, like I said, this movie's on Netflix. If you haven't watched it in a while, I definitely recommend revisiting it. You'll definitely get some good laughs out of it.
Yes, indeed.